Okay.
Are we ready, Ezzy? Good morning and welcome to the Yuba County Board of Supervisors meeting for Tuesday, August 25th, 2025.
Lake Self-Storage in Plumas Lake, where lifelong local residents are helping other residents keep things safe, providing indoor storage units, outdoor RV and vehicle parking, moving supplies, and Penske truck rentals. Details at plumaslakeselfstorage.com.
Give it to the clerk of the board. And if you're on Zoom, when that item is presented, you can use the raise your hand feature. So we're going to start off with Pledge of Allegiance. Supervisor Messick. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next is roll call.
Supervisor Vasquez.
Here.
Supervisor House.
Here.
Supervisor Fuhr.
Yes, sir.
Supervisor Bradford.
Here.
Supervisor Messick.
Here.
All present.
Okay, next up is consent agenda. I have a request from a board member to pull item 380, so we'll hear that first up during county departments. Are there any other board comments or requests to pull items from the consent agenda?
No, so moved.
Yeah, I have a first.
No, second.
And there's their second. Is there any public comment on the consent agenda? Okay. Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'm going to vote no on 401, 415, and 424, and for the rest of them, yes.
Okay. Any other opposition? Okay. Motion passes. Did you get that, Ezzy? Okay. Great. So with that, we will move on to special presentations. And the first item is 4/28/2025, present proclamations to Yuba County Probation Department, Victim Services Division, Yuba County Peer Support Program, and Back the Badge Yuba-Sutter. So if representatives from those organizations can meet me down at the podium, I'll read those proclamations. So we have 3 proclamations here this morning, and in the interest of time, I'm not going to read all 3 of them, but we will take time and present each one, and then we'll take some pictures with the board. So we're going to start off with the Board of Supervisors proclamation honoring Yuba County Probation Department Victim Services Division. And so the final line says, now therefore the Yuba County Board of Supervisors recognizes and commends Victim Services for 40 years of service and commitment to the citizens and employees of Yuba County. So. And the next one is the Board of Supervisors proclamation honoring the Yuba County Peer Support Program. And the final line says, now therefore, the Yuba County Board of Supervisors commends the Yuba County Peer Support Program and its team members for their unwavering dedication to our community and acknowledge that each team member is a valuable asset to Yuba County, and we are grateful for their service. And finally, we have the proclamation honoring Back the Badge Yuba-Sutter. Now therefore, be it proclaimed that Yuba County Board of Supervisors hereby recognizes and honors Back the Badge Yuba-Sutter for its unwavering dedication and compassionate service to our law enforcement community and its powerful impact on the strength and resilience of the Yuba-Sutter region. So we'll take a quick picture, and then if anyone from any of the organizations would like to say a few words, you're welcome to do that. Or if any board members have a few words to say, they're also welcome to do that. So I just want to thank all 3 organizations for your dedication to our community and all that you do. You do tremendous work, so thank you. So would anyone like to say anything? Yeah.
So don't put it past Eric Runge not to have something to say. Just we appreciate the fact that today we get to kind of recognize my victim services team. I don't know of a group who comes through the front door every day more passionate to do their job than my team. I just appreciate them. We don't always see things the same way, but I guarantee you their heart is in it, their passion is in it, and they are definitely committed to all of our citizens of Yuba County. So thank you.
Good morning. On behalf of Back the Badge Yuba-Sutter and our board members, we just want to thank Yuba County as a whole and the Yuba-Sutter community for the way that you continue to step up and show up in times of need for our law enforcement families. Yesterday, if you check Facebook, you'll see that we were able to provide a significant donation to the Rodarte family and to those 2 boys, and we couldn't have done that without all of you. You know, our board members have significant strengths and attributes, but when it comes to fundraising, we can show up and, we can cook food and take tickets and do all of those things, but if the community doesn't come out and provide that financial support, none of that happens. So thank you to everyone who showed up at the events at the Restore parking lot, that did fundraising at your Little League field, who did private donations and tip jars at local restaurants and stores. I mean, together, this community just shines. We saw it most recently with Marysville PD, but we've seen it since our inception 10 years ago. And you just continue to just leave us speechless with the support that you have for us and our community. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Any board member comments at this time?
Through the chair. Yeah, I just want to recognize these guys. The peer support team, they become activated when needed, and when members of our staff and our community are going through things, they support them in ways that can't be repaid. So I just commend you for the work you do. It's not really recognizable work out in the public, but to anybody that's ever used peer support, it's definitely a big task, and thank you for providing that. And then back to badge, I was super excited to see that those trusts were built for those boys who lost their father, and it just shows the effort and work that you put in organizing community events and gathering up the funds to make sure those kids, I think it said in there that maybe it would be a down payment on their house one day. So that's just huge. And then the victim services division. So for every crime, there's victims, and our history as a county, we've had a lot of crimes in the past and had a lot of poverty and a lot of negative things happen. But there's one thing that's always been there is the victim services, and just to be able to say that you guys don't make somebody feel whole, but you actually can go back and assist them get through the toughest times of their lives, or even organize their lives after a crime's been committed. So just thank you for all of that. Sorry we didn't get to read all three of those resolutions, but just know we do appreciate all the work you're doing, even though it's not really the stuff that's out in front of everybody that we get to see all the time and celebrate. And I'm pretty positive the victim services folks get to see a lot of hard things that are existing in our community. And so I'm happy that we have other programs like peer support to help them out as well, so they don't have to take that home with them. But thank you very much for all your support.
Through the chair, that's kind of a hard act to follow. Very well done. You see things that others don't. You're put in situations that most people shy away from. And I recommend that the board and all the department heads that aren't law enforcement take a ride along someday, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and actually see what your community is like, because you have no idea what they face every day. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. So next up, we have another special presentation, item 430, 2025, present proclamation to Kathy Gregg honoring her years of service. So Kathy, if you can join me up at the podium.
You get to read this one.
Board of Supervisors proclamation honoring senior engineering technician Kathy Gregg. Whereas Kathy Gregg was raised in Southern California, where she took her first drafting class in high school, then later moved to Yuba-Sutter, where she would begin her distinguished career in public works. She joined the Yuba County Public Works Department in 2000 as an engineering tech. And whereas during her 20 years of service with Public Works, Kathy served, 25 years of service, I misread that. Kathy served in a variety of capacities, including the OES Center, draftsman, surveyor, stormwater prevention planner, address coordinator, permit technician, and then settling into her final role as a senior engineering technician handling GIS duties for Yuba County. And whereas Kathy is known for her creativity and ability to uplift staff, fostering an atmosphere of teamwork, encouragement, and inspiration, making every workplace brighter and more connected. Her integrity, professionalism, and unwavering dedication have left a lasting legacy, inspiring future generations of public servants to uphold the same standard of excellence. She has positively impacted the careers and lives of individuals within public works and is regarded as a mentor, role model, friend. And whereas Kathy's commitment to service extended beyond her employment, as she participated actively in the trauma intervention program and coastal cleanup, and whereas Kathy enters retirement, she looks forward to spending more time with her family and pursuing her many passions, including traveling, dancing, winning pickleball, and embracing new friendships and adventures. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Yuba County Board of Supervisors hereby commends Kathy Gregg for her 25 years of outstanding and dedicated service to the citizens of Yuba County, and expresses heartfelt appreciation and best wishes for a happy, healthy, and fulfilling retirement. Congratulations on your retirement. You like the fame? You like the fame? Yes, and then you're done.
I'm the behind the scenes kind of person, so this is hard, but it's kind of doing the math. 50 years in my life, right? I've worked for over 50 years, and 25 years of it has been here, and it's because it's such a blessing. Management, the people that I work with, I couldn't imagine living or working anywhere else, and I do appreciate every one of you, and I've really enjoyed being here.
Oh. Okay. Next up is public communications, but prior to that, we are actually going to take one item from board and staff member reports out of order. And so we'll do that now. We're going to have a report out from Public Works. Morning, Sam.
Sam Button, Public Works. This is for the Pendola Road closure on December 20th, 2024. We closed Pendola Road between Highway 49 and the Pendola Barn due to the road being undermined at the time. And this closure was done pursuant to Ordinance 9.10.800. The road has historically been plagued by road failures and issues in the past. The road is currently gated, which still gives emergency services such as fire the ability to determine if the road can be used in the event of an emergency, though. And since then, we've met with the community in Camptonville to listen to their concerns, and also with the Forest Service, who owns the land. We are currently working with the Forest Service to see if there's any potential solutions to fix the road closure. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Does the board have any questions or comments? Okay, thank you for the report out. I imagine we may have some public comments related to this item, which we will take during public communications. So
Thank you.
Thank you, Sam.
Great job. Great job.
Thank you, Andy.
So next up is public communications. Any person may speak about any subject of concern, provided it is within the jurisdiction of the Board of Supervisors and is not already on today's agenda. The total amount of time allotted for receiving such public communication shall be limited to a total of 15 minutes, and each individual or group will be limited to no more than 3 minutes. Prior to this time, speakers are requested to fill out a request to speak card and submit it to the clerk of the Board of Supervisors, or if you're on Zoom, you can raise your hand to indicate that you'd like to speak on an item that is not on the agenda. And please note, no board action can be taken on comments made under this heading. So, as I understand, we have something to read into the record as well.
Yes, through the chair, we did receive an email from the Pendola residents requesting statement be included in the record for this meeting. And then we do have 2 requests to speak cards on a separate item, but the email states, "Dear Chair and Board members, we are writing on behalf of the residents and community members who submitted the recent petition regarding the closure of the Pendola Road. Although not all of us are able to attend the Board of Supervisors meeting on August 26th in person, we respectfully request that this statement be included in the official record of public comment. The closure of Pendola Road has created significant hardships for local residents, recreation users, and emergency access. Many in our community depend on this road for safe travels, access to public land, and family and community connections. Through our petition signed by numerous community members, we respectfully ask that the board provide transparency regarding the reasons for the continued closure, share a clear plan and timeline for reopening or repairing the road, and allow for greater public input by placing Pendola Road on a future board agenda as a formal discussion or public hearing. We sincerely appreciate your attention to this matter and ask that the concerns of our community be fully considered in an upcoming decision."
Great, thank you. And if
So no other hands raised on Zoom. These are public comments regarding.
okay, perfect. Let's move on to those then.
First one, we have Tony Farley.
Morning, Tony.
Thank you for these saga, we'll call it. SACOG, Sacramento Region Pen, Metropolitan, Yuba-Sutter, Placer, Yellow, El Dorado, and Sacramento. Speaking of Sacramento, County Council, Jan Barrett, she's a George graduate from Sacramento, a George graduate. And Kevin, administrator, a Sac State graduate. And Supervisor Misk, the Cowboy Misk, Gray Bradford, the funny Gray Bradford, the funny Seth Fuller with donuts. So there's a house. And Marine Corps Hoorah Reserve Deputy Annie Vasquez with a Trump tie on. And there's the Izzies. I hopefully next meeting, next year, I'll get a honorary Yuba County resident certificate, hopefully, with a certificate holder on it, hopefully. And also, thank you, Probation Department, thank you, Public Works, thank you, Dr. Liu, thank you, Rachel Abbott, the PIO. Thank you, Will Anderson, the sheriff. Thank you, Kent Clary. Thank you, Heather over there. Thank you, Public Works Director. Looks like Ukrainian. And thank you, Jeremy, the code enforcement. Thank you for your service for everybody.
Great, thank you, Tony. And next, Desi.
Next, we have Stephen Dumbeck.
Good morning.
Does this work?
Yes.
Well, first, thank you for the kind of leadership that is so gracious in honoring people that we just saw. It's a big thing, so thank you. What I'm here to do this morning is to emphasize an upcoming event and encourage Yuba County to think in advance of it, how to leverage it to burnish the reputation of the county. It may be a slight overstatement, but not much. As I understand, the biggest event in Marysville in the 20th century was when Babe Ruth came to visit the city in the 1930s. Next week, a week from tomorrow, Yi-Vang is coming, and I think it will be similarly impactful, and here's why. Internationally, there's an organization called Slow Food. Slow Food represents everything about good farming, ethical farming, good food, not losing diversity of plants and things like that. For a person like me, it's a really big international deal. Every other year, on even-numbered years, there's a celebration in northern Italy called Terra Madre. Last year, in 2024, over 400,000 people came over a 5-day period to educate themselves and to taste great things. Starting this year, on odd years, 2025 and forever afterwards, the event will take place in Sacramento as well. So the Sacramento Terra Madre represents the Americas, from Patagonia to the Arctic, and then henceforth in Torino, they will be representing the rest of the world. This is huge. Maybe bigger for us, the city of Sacramento reached out to us to do the signature dining event. It'll take place in downtown Marysville on the 27th of September for 300 people. And the Babe Ruth guy is a Hmong fellow. He is the top Hmong chef in the world. And Blue Zones is flying him in to create a meal that comes as close to 100% as possible with ingredients from Yuba County. So the Hmong pride themselves, their cuisine has an essence to it, but they've been displaced hundreds of times over thousands of years, and they learn how to bring that essence to whatever's available. So Chef Yia coming here will actually go into the fields and pick with some of our Hmong farmers. The reason we were asked by Sacramento is because our farmers, our Hmong farmers in particular, are recognized as tremendous. And we barely understand it, so I'm hoping that this event will raise our awareness for ourselves, but also raise the awareness of Yuba County as a place where such people can flourish. So if anybody wants to brainstorm about how to build this more for Yuba County, and certainly sign up, because I think a third of the tickets are already gone. The community development folks in your staff have already been helping us, but I think there's more strategic thinking that could be done. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you.
To the chair, did you invite the Hmong Society through maybe Marie Vang?
Andy, who is that?
Marie Vang? Get her name wrong.
Could somebody? We want to make sure we're connecting with everybody. Do you have?
So Marie Vu is actually the cultural consultant on it. So she's on the committee for that dinner. So she is coordinating with the Hmong community and helping provide entertainment too. So
Very good. Yes.
All right.
We're trying to be completely authentic on the cultural side too.
Okay.
I was curious on the 400,000 people in Italy. What is the projection here?
Well, I think they're being very careful about it, and it would just be Sacramento is the home of it all. I think they'll be happy with a quarter of that, year number one. But what's important for me is the 300 people who will come here.
Sure.
Already, having people from around the world come to have dinner in Marysville, and some policy leaders from around the state will be coming as well.
And I just want to make sure I understand. You're saying that 100,000 people would come during that 3-5-day period.
I think that's what they're hoping to do. Yeah.
Very impressive.
In year one, and then grow from there.
In year one. And then to understand that Marysville is the signature dinner for that. There's going to be all kinds of incredible events with world-class chefs there. It's a big deal, but the dining event will be here.
And then, Stephen, from what I understand, they're going to close off D Street from second to third, or
third to fourth,
and have the table out in the middle of the street.
That's correct. A whole bunch of tables.
Outdoor dining. So.
And we have chefs from all the different restaurants coming in to help Chef Yia in the preparation, which will happen at Yuba College. They've graciously offered that. And then the grilling will happen in the downtown.
Right? Sounds like a great event.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, any other public comment before we move on? Okay. Oh, we have one more. Yes, sir. I assume it's for something not on the agenda. Is that correct? If. Oh, okay. Then yes, now's the appropriate time for that.
I'm just here to stand against the fact that and oppose of the closure itself. It was unknown to the whole community, and it's due to the lack of maintenance of the road from the county itself. I'm just here to oppose.
Okay, thank you.
You.
Were you here? Excuse me?
Go ahead.
Were you here when she read the letter in from the community?
I did not.
Oh,
You did not? Could we give him a copy of that? Is there a way to do that? So we did.
copy of the letter.
The
email.
community sent in an email that we read into the record as well.
Okay.
I didn't know if you were here before she
I
read that.
missed that.
Okay.
Okay, and if we could also get you to state your name, please, for the record.
My name is Michael D. Moranville.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Is there any way for us to do that, Izzy? So if you hang out a minute, she'll give you a copy of that email. Okay.
Okay. So next up is county departments. All matters listed under county departments are action items, which will be considered and voted on separately. And we're going to start with item 380 that was pulled from the consent agenda, which is Community Development Services, adopt resolution authorizing the closeout of.
Through the chair, sorry.
Oh, yes, sorry.
We have a hand raised on Zoom.
Okay. So go ahead.
Okay, Sarah, can you go ahead and state your name for the record?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, this is Sarah Hawley. I'm a resident in the community that uses Pendola Road to access my property on Baker Road. And I just want to say that I'm opposed to gating the road for health and safety reasons, and we really need that open for emergency access.
Great. Thank you, Sarah.
I'm Sarah's husband, Dana Hawley. And yeah, we're creating a situation by closing that road. It's going to be another paradise. If the neighborhood in Octavia Lane area ever has a fire, we will not have a way to get off of that peninsula. And if Pendola Extension Road closes, or if emergency vehicles are trying to come into that 12-foot wide road, the residents there will not have any way to escape the flames. We are basically being pent up in a cage with a fire approaching if Octavia or anywhere in that area ever has a fire start. So it is a health and safety situation. I think it needs to be looked into further. They said it would be $1.5 million to bring the road up to standards. I think that's a small price to pay for an entire community's life.
Thank you. Okay, anything else, Ezzy, that you see?
The plan is done. I'm here to answer any questions that your board.
I was curious about, the results of the study.
Yeah, so, I was actually talking to housing staff. I don't think we included the plan in the agenda item. If your board would like, we can continue this item to the next meeting and we can attach the plan. It's about 100 pages long so far. It's right now, it's in a draft state. It's been released to HCD. They have to give us their blessing before it's officially approved. So if your board would like, we could definitely continue this item to the next meeting, attach the plan as part of the.
I can move to close out. I just want to see the results. So I'd like to see like what we're going to be doing as far as like what that quarter, I think it was like $250,000. What did that buy us? And what are we using that to then leapfrog to?
Yeah. So the goal of this shelter and it was to have plans in place. So if the state had house or shelter related grant funds available, that we would have this plan done and could apply for construction funding. So that was part of the goal on that. The importance of halfway through the plan, there was a little bit of a pivot to, make sure in the interim to fund or to look at 14 Forward to add some units to 14 Forward. And that is kind of an interim solution for the ultimate goal of what was done in this plan. So I will get you a copy of the plan. Also the importance of this grant closeout is once we receive a grant from HCD, a planning grant, if we don't close out the grant and finish the grant, then HCD won't allow us to apply for future grants. So.
Sure. And like I said, I'll move to close it out. But I guess my question is, if with 14 Forward's transition, would we still be looking to be adding units there or no?
So I don't want to get, gets into a little bit of some work that HHS is working on with that project. There are some plans. It's more cost effective. In doing this plan, we came up with a rough idea that, the shelter as part of this plan might be $20 million. And obviously we don't have $20 million to solve or to get that built right now. And so there's some interim, let's update what we have and make sure that we can serve a population while we look out for higher grants funding.
Okay, thank you.
Zoom if you need to. So,
do you want me to?
Ezzy, I just received a message that Zoom is muted and we can't hear Kevin.
Huh. Do you want me to repeat anything really quickly? Summarize? I can summarize really quick if you guys want.
I think it's okay. Maybe one individual had a. Yeah. So
through the chair, I have a question to Kevin. Is it imperative that we close it out today, or could we put it off for 2 weeks?
Yeah, if you guys want to review the plan, it's not a problem at all to include the plan. Frankly, I do think there's a lot of times there's grant closeouts that are programs, and we obviously can't attach the program to the board agenda. But if it's an actual plan, that I do believe that should be attached. So if your board would like, it's not imperative that this closeout get approved today. If we move it to the next board item, I could attach the plan or have staff attach the plan to the board agenda so everyone has access to it.
So I think we have a motion on the table. I mean, whatever the board wants to do, if we want to approve it today or table it and approve it next time. So
Close out. I just really think about the plan, what we're going to do.
Yeah.
We're going to make happen.
Okay, well, I'll make a motion that we close it out today and you get the plan to Seth in the next week.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Oh, I did not. Is there any public comment on this item? Okay, great.
Also, in addition to getting it to your board, we'll make sure that this is on the county's website too. So the public has access to it as well.
Thank you. Maybe attaching it to the agenda item. The clerk of the board can do that after the fact too. Might be helpful. So
that we'll do that if we're able to do that. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Okay, next up is item 419, 2025, Health and Human Services adopt resolution authorizing Health and Human Services Director to accept grant funds issued by the California Department of Public Health for the California Visiting Program period for July 1st, 2025 to June 30th, 2026. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members of the board. I'm Melissa Shaw, Deputy Director over Public Health in Health and Human Services. Today, I bring forward for your consideration and approval a resolution authorizing the Health and Human Services Director to accept, transfer, administer, and execute all California Home Visiting Program funds allocated by the California Department of Public Health. The Home Visiting Program in Public Health provides services to expectant mothers and families with young children. These expectant mothers or families might be experiencing an acute or chronic health condition, substance use, or behavioral health challenges. This is the second consecutive fiscal year that Public Health will receive this funding. Last year, we partnered with Youth for Change to utilize the evidence-based model Parents as Teachers to serve residents participating in this program. From January 1st to July 31st of this year, Youth for Change conducted 294 home visits serving 168 participants, which resulted in 507 referrals to services such as parenting support, food and nutrition, community events, early intervention services, and childcare and preschool information. Youth for Change has been a valuable partner in delivering home visiting services to Yuba County families engaged with Health and Human Services. The department has taken a strategic approach in allocating funds for these programs to ensure broad service reach, avoid duplication, and maximize impact. By using the same vendor, we reduce the risk of overlapping services and streamline support for the families we serve. In conclusion, we ask that the board approve the resolution between the California Department of Public Health and Yuba County Health and Human Services to administer the home visiting program. And I'm happy to answer any questions the board might have.
Any questions or comments from the board?
Did you say 507?
Referrals.
Okay. Not
Yes.
bad.
No,
Very effective.
good results.
Okay. Any public comment on this item? Okay, seeing none, is there a motion?
So moved.
Second that.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next we're going to move on to item 407, Community Development and Services Award Contract to Apparent Low Responsive and Responsible Bidder, Tykert, for the Loma Rica Road and South Beale Road State of Good Repair Project.
Works Engineering, here today, obviously to talk about the award of the contract of Loma Rica Road from State Route 20 to Fruitland Road and South Beale Road from Bradshaw to Beale Air Force Base. Both these roads were damaged in the past due to fire and fire recovery and are in need of repair. The county received 3 bids, Tykert Construction being the lowest responsive and responsible bidder at $4,367,984. The funding for this comes from the Rural Surface Transportation Grant Program and county road funds. With this, I respectfully ask the board award the project to Tykert Construction and authorize the chair to sign that contract.
Thank you. Any board comments or questions? Okay, seeing none, any public comment on this item?
Okay. So moved.
Second.
Okay, first and second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Great, motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, 359, 2025, County Administrator adopt food purchase. Food purchase policy.
Testing.
Test. Whoa. Okay. Got plenty of volume. So, morning, Chair, members of the board. Kevin Mallon, County Administrator. So the item before you today, I'm recommending that the board adopt its first ever food purchase policy. purchasing food for events or meetings is not new to the county, but having a formal policy adopted by the board would be. So currently, like for example, like the veteran service officer had a meet and greet recently. He bought hot dogs so that folks could come out. That process involves him requesting approval from myself before the purchase is made, and we haven't really had clear guidelines other than what would be reasonable. Right, and judgment both from the department head and myself on what's reasonable. And so I felt it was prudent to present to the board a policy for consideration so the board could provide direction to myself and department heads on what's an appropriate level of food purchase. So the policy focuses in on, both discretion at the department head level, and then if the cost for a particular event exceeds $1,000, then it would require both department head and myself to sign off on it. And then as far as limits on the food purchase amounts, we followed the GSA per diem meal rate, which is the same rate that we use for our travel policy that the board adopted recently. And as far as accountability or transparency on this item, each food purchase that a department makes, there'll be a form filled out that needs to be signed off by the department head, explaining the purpose behind it, number of attendees, what was purchased. And then those will be provided to my office at the end of each fiscal year. And then my office will provide a summary to the board each year so that the board can see what is being purchased, and then if any changes need to be made in the future to this policy. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions the board has.
Great. Questions or comments from the board? Okay. Any public comment on this item? Okay. Seeing.
So moved.
Okay. There's a first. Is there a second?
Second, Pat.
Okay. I have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Great. Thank you. Motion passes. Okay, with that, next up is an item of public interest, 404-2025. Treasurer Tax Collector, approve a secondhand dealer's license for Pay It Forward Golden State, located at 4855 Fleming Way in Olivehurst. Morning, Jolie.
Good morning, Chair and members of the board. Jolie Turk, Treasurer and Tax Collector. I'm here to present an application for a secondhand dealer's license for Pay It Forward Golden State, which is a nonprofit organization. They plan to operate at 4855 Fleming Way. The license, if granted, will be issued from September 1st, 2025 through August 31st, 2026. We received the application from the nonprofit organization on July 14th, and we received the letter or the notification of no objection from the Sheriff's Department on July 28th. And so in accordance with Yuba County's ordinance, I'm here today as you are the authorizing entity for secondhand dealers.
Thank you. Any public or any board comment or questions on this item?
Chair, is this located in a neighborhood residential area, or is it commercial?
I'm not familiar with the area on Fleming. I can say one thing on the memo. I realized in the subject, the 4855 Fleming Way is the correct address. In the body of the recommendation, it says 488 Fleming Way, which is a typo. But other than what the actual address is on paper, I'm not familiar with the.
All right. Have there been any code enforcement complaints in this area?
None that have been brought to my attention, but that's not part of the process that we have to go through in order to grant a business license.
Okay.
And through the chair. So this is at the intersection of 7th and Fleming Way, which is it is a commercial. There's like a small grocery store and a recycling center there. So it is a commercial building and has a history of that. My only question is, so the plan is just to be a thrift store, not a pawn shop, right?
Yeah, they filed as a secondhand dealer, not a pawnbroker. Okay. And they do have permission from the property owner. They provided us a copy of everything that they're required to.
Well, I would move to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, it's first and a second. Is there any public comment on this item? Okay, seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Great, motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you, board.
Okay, next on the agenda is correspondence. There are 2 items as listed on the agenda, and then we'll move into board and staff member reports. We'll start with Supervisor Vasquez.
Attended the Yuba College presentation for the $100,000 for the winner of the machining challenge. Very interesting presentation. I was looking at it, and the people were talking that were in this business that utilize these machines. And the one thing they said, maintenance buries them. And it's just it's another way for automated machinery to come into Yuba County, and I'd like to see a lot more people get involved in it, but apparently they don't get involved too much with the union here. So, but it was quite an event. You know, it's 3 guys dividing up $100K. It was part of the discussion. Thanks.
Okay, Supervisor House.
If I can get my microphone to stay on, it keeps turning off, just so you know. Just a couple things. We had a public comment on the Farm to Fork dinner on D Street in Marysville. I just want to put it out there. It's coming up in September. It's September 27th. It is the same night as Hogs and Hulas and a lot of other events, but it is a regional. It's going to be a regional staple, and if they invite us to do it this year, every couple of years they invite us to do it again, it would be great. The nonprofit that is going to benefit from that dinner is the Marysville Business Alliance, which, due to the hotel being closing the highway for quite a while, a lot of the businesses in Marysville suffered. So it'd be great if we can go out there and support those guys. I'll be in attendance. I'm going to have a whole little army of 4-H kids out there bussing tables. It's a community style, or not community, a family style dining experience with like all the food laid out on banana leaves, and it's going to have a real rich Hmong culture spin to it. Our typical farm to fork dinners are tri-tip and things like that, and pumpkins and whatnot, but this one's going to be a whole out experience. It's going to have an atmosphere of Hmong culture. So anybody who hasn't been out to the Hmong Gardens out in my district, it's awesome to see that thriving out there, and even with our park upgrades, being real considerate of all the Hmong farmers out there. So it's kind of going to show them that we're a partner with them as well. So please do come out. And then we sat through our budget meetings over the last month, and I just want to say great work to all the departments for preparing all their budgets, being able to answer questions, being able to push things forward, and being able to roll with the punches when we had asks and things we wanted to see. It's just great experience. I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor House. Supervisor Fuhrer?
On the thrift store, I was under the impression that there's like 8-ish businesses that come to your department. We were going to streamline that at some point or reduce those sorts of things, since that no longer is as much of a concern. Have we made any progress with reducing those sorts of hurdles or obstacles?
There have been no changes to any of the ordinances. They are currently being reviewed by my department to understand all of the intricacies of all of them, so that we can start having conversations with the clerk of the board's office and the other departments that are involved in the approval process for each one of them.
And so at some point we will make it easier.
That's the hope.
All right, awesome. And then in the other public comment, I think was in Padola Road. I guess I perhaps misunderstood. I thought I overheard that there was emergency access for emergency vehicles if necessary. It seems that the community is very concerned that there is not. So perhaps some straightening out of that communication, so they understand that although it's a matter of convenience for them, emergency-wise, they would still be served by fire or police, because they seem to strongly believe that that is not the case. And so being able to communicate, I mean, when they have an emergency, if they got to get home quick because their kid's sick, I think that might be the way they're using the word emergency. And so maybe there's a dispute there.
Sam Button, Public Works. So the road is gated. We have been trying to lock it, and we did coordinate with Forest Service and others, fire departments up there to allow them access. Now the road is continually getting worse, so we want to give them at least the option so that if something does happen up there, they're able to at that time make a decision if they can use the road or not. So
Okay, so the facility, our side of it, emergency services has access through a key to the gate. But if there was a Paradise type fire, they do not have emergency evacuation ability from their side of it.
I mean, so we have had challenges with the locking of the gates and other things up there. So if they, I mean, in the event of an emergency, they could use Pendola Extension or Youngs Hill, or if sheriff or fire, anybody cut the lock, they would have access to the road that way. Versus the other option, which would be like K-railing the road and making it much more challenging to, in the event of an emergency, use the road. But at this point, for the typical day, we do feel it is unsafe to use it. Hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's maybe some sort of middle ground where it's gated for general purposes, but when the fire is 100 feet behind you, you can drive around and, you know, is that the situation where there's some way to bypass that gate if life and limb is in danger, or no? It's unusable.
The road is on a pretty steep embankment for the most part. I'm trying to picture where the gate is near the Pendola barn, but I guess for the sake of trying to answer the question right now, the easiest way to access it would be to remove the locks and drive through the gate.
All right, thank you. And then the only other thing I have going on is September 20th, we are doing our ecology cleanup. Sorry, September 20th, we're doing our ecology cleanup at the airport. So thank you again to the airport for hosting that. It is much appreciated, helping the community stay nice and clean for Jeremy.
Thank you, Supervisor Fear. Supervisor Messick.
Okay, so I have a few things. I went to the Tyler Rich fundraiser for TIP out at the Hard Rock. It was a very good event. Hopefully they made a lot of money. So let's see, I hosted a ag tour with Congressman Kiley. Took him to a couple of farms out in his district, as well as my district. And then we had a lunch meeting here with him. It was very successful, and I hope he's going to do what he said for Yuba County. It's going to be great. So there's a September 6th, there's a barbecue fundraiser for 4-H at the Loma Rica Lions Club. And trying to read the rest of my notes. Oh, the September 27th for the dinner here. I think what a great event. Also that same night is Hogs and Hulas, which is up in my district. And I've been providing the band stage since year one that they've been doing that. So I'm obligated to go to the Hogs and Hulas that night. And do you know what time the dinner in Marysville starts?
I actually don't. I think it's 6 or 7 p.m. But they are gonna have a like a hors d'oeuvre hour, and they're gonna be bussing people in from Sacramento because being part of that Terra Madre, they're selling tickets there too, and so like they have 100 on reserve for Sacramento, and so we'll see how many people get bussed in, what time things actually get rolling.
It starts at 5. So
Starts at 5. Okay. Well, I will make an appearance at that as well because I think it'd be important for the county. And then head on up to Hogs and Hulas. That's it.
Great, thank you. Izzy, anything from you?
Nothing to report. Thank you.
Back up.
Yeah.
I just want to let you guys all know, if any of you want to go and take a tour of Pendola Road and see the washout and the challenges there, I'd be more than willing to take you up there. I've been going to the meetings with Sam, and Sam and his team are doing such a great job. We went and we had a meeting with the Forest Service, and we're really working hard to come up with an alternative for the community up there that's going to be better. But as we all know, you wish these things to happen overnight, and they take years. So I know Sam's pushing full forward on solving that issue up there for the community.
Great, thank you. Council?
Nothing here.
Kevin?
Just to follow up to Supervisor House's comment on the budget workshop, Again, thanks to all of the departments that presented to the board, and thank you, board, for spending almost 3 days there, right? Like, so we had part of Tuesday, all day Wednesday, and part of Thursday. Great discussions. And all of that is to make sure that the board's well informed of what the departments are trying to accomplish in this fiscal year with the budget that the board is providing them. And so the final budget, or the budget for the board to adopt, will be presented on September 9th. If there's any follow-up question board members have, more than happy to have a conversation with you. But we did our best over those 3 days to make sure questions got answered. So there wouldn't be any surprises on September 9th with them when the final budget's presented to the board.
Great, thank you through the chair. Just a quick question. So that final budget, how early is it going to be available to the public online? And is it just going to be when it's bulletined, or is it going to be ready soon?
Yeah, so it'll be published with the agenda on the Wednesday by 5 p.m. prior to September 9th. I don't have a calendar in front of me, but whatever the preceding Wednesday is.
Okay, I just want to make sure that us and the general public have time to review it. So I don't know if there's a way to put it on the website early if it's ready.
That's a good question. That's something we haven't typically done, but let me talk to staff, and when we have the package ready, see whether we can at least push it out on our webpage prior to the agenda being published.
Thank you.
Okay, I've got just a few items. So backing up a bit all the way to August 6th, we had a groundbreaking for the holiday market in Plumas Lake, and community development and other county departments worked really hard to put on that event. It was well attended by the community. I think Holiday Market was pretty blown away. They had their CEO and some executives there about how many people in the community came out for the groundbreaking. So it was very exciting. It was a little hot. So I just want to thank staff for all their work on that, and also staff that came to the event as well. Back on the 16th of August was the Plumas Lake Block Party, which is the biggest event of the year in the community, and there was a great turnout for that as well. The weather was pretty nice too for the middle of August, so I think it was only in the upper 80s. And coming up on the 18th of September, there'll be a SACOG meeting hosted here in Yuba County. So the last couple years, SACOG has done 3 of their board meetings remotely in different counties around the region. So they do 3 of the 6 counties one year, and then 3 of the 6 counties the next year. And so 2 years ago, Yuba County hosted, and we were in, we did a tour of Marysville, and we had the actual meeting at the HHS building down in Linda. This time, the meeting will be at Bishop's Pumpkin Farm, and there'll be a tour of Beale Air Force Base before that. So meeting is at 10 a.m. on the 18th for anyone who's interested in coming, and the tour of Beale Air Force Base is going to be at 8. But if that's something you're interested in, you have to be signed up ahead of time so you can do background check and all that. So, and then finally, last board meeting, there were a couple of my constituents I know that came with some concerns and some questions. Wanted to let the board know I had an opportunity to meet with them last week, and we had a great conversation. So anyway, with that, it is 10:02. We will recess until 10:15, at which point we will move into closed session as listed on the agenda. And then after closed session, we will recess until the 1:30 p.m. cost accounting hearings as listed on the agenda. So thank you.
Yuba-Sutter.LIVE's local government live streams are presented by Plumas Lake Self-Storage in Plumas Lake, where lifelong local residents are helping other residents keep things safe, providing indoor storage units, outdoor RV and vehicle parking, moving supplies, and Penske truck rentals. Details at plumaslakeselfstorage.com.
Hi, I'm Neil Goforth of Comfort Keepers of Yuba, Sutter, and Nevada counties. Caring for elders, or even yourself, has challenges. Comfort Keepers of Yuba, Sutter, and Nevada counties can help you address today's issues and plan for tomorrow with in-home and specialized care for you or your family members. Call us at 530-749-8800. Comfort Keepers of Yuba, Sutter, and Nevada counties.
Yuba-Sutter.LIVE. It's the truth that comes through.